Good morning, everyone. My name is Kamar, and I'm from CNN iReport. We are reporting live today with our friend Amy Weatherite. Amy Weatherite is a leading law firm. She's an attorney, and she specializes in multiple personal injury cases. And today I have a question from one of our users, and I let the user ask that question.
Thanks, Kumar.
Hi, Amy. What tools can you recommend for people if they've lost a loved one in a car accident?
You know, that is a horrible, horrible circumstance. And, you know, the last thing any family wants to deal with when they're struggling with the death of the spouse or family member is thinking about a car wreck or a truck wreck and what they need to do to potentially deal with that lawsuit in the future. I mean, you need to be focused on your family, you need to be focused on the arrangements that need to be made, and you need to most importantly be focused on dealing with your grief and getting through the scenario. And so what I would suggest to folks is this: you need help. You need help because when one of these devastating car or truck wreck happen, there's so much evidence that's out there at the scene that if it's not seized, if it's not secured right away, it'll be lost forever. I'll give you an example. There's a horrible wreck out of Oklahoma. It's a family. They had 8 people in the Suburban. They're driving back south on 35, and there's snow and ice all over the ground. And this family in their Suburban is coming over the top of this hill and about to cross this bridge. And as they cross the bridge, either A, the car starts to spin out, or B, the 18-wheeler behind them bumped them and caused them to spin. 3 people in that car died. 5 other passengers horribly injured. It's tragic. And what you don't want to have go on when that happens is, you know what, I know I got this phone ringing in the background. We're just going to ignore it. But what you don't want to have going on in that circumstance is the family having to worry about their car or the evidence contained in the car. What do I mean by that, Tiffany? What I mean by is that Suburban has a black box in it. And even though the Suburban was completely totaled out, even though the family's been paid for the Suburban, somebody's got to go secure it. Because if the Suburban gets moved for parts or sold for parts, you won't have the evidence in that black box anymore. That black box is going to tell us if the Suburban was hit by the 18-wheeler or if the Suburban spun out first. Secondly, this 18-wheeler also has a black box in it. And someone's got to get to that black box and download the information before the trucking company messes with it. Because when the downloads are done, there can be manipulation of the data. You've got to have somebody there skilled who can download that data and who can make sure it's accurate. Because that's going to tell us too. How fast was the truck going? How fast were they going at impact? Did they hit their brakes before impact? Or did they tap the Suburban without even hitting their brakes? And then lastly, really what so many of these families need is some form of support, and they just don't have it. Whether it's a counselor, whether it's a grief group, whether it's through their church, but they need some sort of support to say, we're here with you. And we've had many, many families who need some professional help, and we've helped them get it. So that's what we try and do, is take off this burden on the families when you have such a horrific event happen, that we can still take care of the investigation, secure the car, secure the evidence that comes on the computer download, and then most importantly, help the family grieve and get help to get through the scenario. So I hope that answers your question.
It does. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Those were great suggestions, and we are going to broadcast those live to our people and give them advice on what you have said. How can one find you if they are ever in a wreck?
Well, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can call us at 1-800-CAR-WRECK. You can contact us at 1-800-CARWRECK.tv. You can go to EW Lawyers on the internet, or quite frankly, if you can just spell my name, it's going to come up. Or you can even put in Amy middle initial K. You don't even have to spell Witherite, and it's going to come up. But the easiest way to probably get us is just put in either Everstein and Witherite or 1-800-CAR-WRECK into the internet, and we're going to pop right up.
One more question, Amy. What sets your law firm apart from everybody else? Because there's so much noise, there's everybody on the internet, advertisers and so forth. So you guys are very passionate about it. What's one thing that you can sum up that would make this different?
I'll tell you, Kumar, I've said this several times. We really try and treat the person that's got the $10,000 car wreck just the same as we treat somebody who's got $1 million trucking case. It's about taking care of people. It's about doing the right things by people. It's about caring enough about the folks who call us that there is no small case. There is no just, you're just a file and paper and we just need to move you through the system. We actually really try and take care of people and help them. And if we keep doing that like we've been doing now for decades, then we have a good business and people think we do a decent job. But I think that's the difference, that you're not just another file or another sheet of paper.
How many offices do you have in Texas?
We've got 3 now, one in Houston, one in Fort Worth, and then, as we call it, the mothership here in Dallas.
And how many attorneys in all those consolidated?
We've grown to 11, and quite frankly, I need to hire 2 more lawyers. So we're 11 and still growing.
And a large team of people that work with you.
Yeah, you know what? Each lawyer really needs a team of about 4 people behind them to help them get the necessary medical records and coordinate doctor's appointments, to just the enormous amount of filing of paperwork, to the preparing of all the legal documents and setting up all the depositions and mediations and trials that we do. You really need a big team of people. And then pre-litigation, before there's a lawsuit filed, we have half our firm is that. And so we have a number, I think we have 12 different groups of 2 who help these folks from the minute the car wreck happens, helps them get medical care and treatment, helps them resolve their property damage claim, and then helps them get the right treatment up until the time that the case comes over to the lawyers. So it's a big group of people who are all trying to do one thing, and that's take care of folks.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you for your time, and this was a great interview.
All right. Thanks, Kumar.